Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's your boy Cam. How you doing? How's your mom? How's your family? They doing good. How's your day? Let me know. How's your day? My day was great. Until about right now. It's hot as a bitch. The AC out in this mother. So I ain't holding back on these mother today. AC out. I'm a little annoyed already. And I just started the mother video. So UFC 303. I will have time steps down below. I'm gonna give my full fight predictions and breakdown. Also, me, Blake, my girl, his mom. I'm gonna be out there. We're gonna be out in Vegas. We're gonna be enjoying the press conferences, enjoying the Hall of Fame, enjoying the UFC X fan interaction, fighter interaction, whatever they call it. I was there last year. I provided a vlog. This year I'm gonna provide vlogs with an S. With an S. Hold me to that. Hold me to that. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be mic'd up out there. It's gonna be great. Now on the UFC 303. I will not be at the actual fight though. But on to UFC 303, we got Ricky Simon versus Vinicius Oliveira. Ricky, he's a dedicated wrestler. He's gonna dive at your legs. And he has the gas tank to do so. Oliveira is a born finisher. Chaotic whether it's on the ground or on the feet. He can be a little sloppy at times, but he has his foot on the gas. He's always looking for a way to get his opponent out of there. However, in his last fight against Brendan Sopai, I know last name Sopai, I watched that live. He was taken down fairly easily. He was able to get back up, find the finish, find the victory. The pick's gonna be Ricky. I'm gonna pick Ricky by decision. I think he's gonna be able to mix in his wrestling. He's not afraid to stand and strike, but he's gonna dive at your legs. He's gonna make it a thing to just dive at your legs, make it ugly, make it gritty. And I think Ricky, if he doesn't get KO'd, he wins that fight. So my prediction is Ricky. Low confidence level because I know Oliveira can get a finish at any time. Carlos Hernandez versus Ray Tsuruya. We're gonna call him Ray. Rai. We're gonna call him Rai. Against Rai Tsuruya. We're gonna call him Rai. We're gonna call him Rai. At the point when I made my notes for this fight, this is what my notes say. This fight isn't even on the sports book. Rai's gonna dog walk this guy Carlos, especially seeing how the Tsuruya, way easier name to say, did it. Come on, be serious. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Carlos Hernandez, he likes to throw up submissions out of the blue. But other than that, he's gonna get Rai's ground game is serious. Dangerous, serious. He's gonna get ragdolled. And if he doesn't get subs, he's gonna get ragdolled for 15 minutes. Moving on. I didn't know this motherfucker still fought. Andre Arlovski versus Martin Buday. Excuse me. Buday. Andre, 45-year-old Arlovski. Way past his glory days. Way past his heavyweight with skill against heavyweight bums days. Way past his marching forward with the power. Get you out of their days. We're way beyond that. Chin's gone. Cardio's okay. Boxing is decent. Kicks are meh. All right? We got Martin. Very heavy-handed. 11 of his wins are by finish. Throws every shot with evil intentions. He's hittable, like most heavyweights are. But I think he's going to be able to just assert his will and dominate Andre. I'm almost ready to put money on it. Matter of fact, I will be putting money on it. Got Martin Buday. Moving on. If it feels like I'm speed running through it, it's hot, man. Shit. All right, put that water on that, baby. Damn. Filled the ice up to about here. Ice damn near gone already, man. That's good. Let's go HTO. We got Michelle Waterson Gomez versus Gillian Robertson. Michelle loves her karate. The karate hottie. Has fought the who's of the division. Multiple former champions. Lost to them, but has a lot of experience. And she, I would say, age doesn't really matter in women's MMA because we're seeing Angela Hill defy the odds at 38, still doing what she does, which is impressive. Gillian, on the other hand, she's a dangerous grappler. Slick BJJ and has the most subs at strawweight. No. Dangerous BJJ versus karate. And I've been the guy who say karate doesn't work in the UFC unless your name is Warner Boy Thompson, MVP. Doesn't work. Robert Whitaker uses karate blitzes. Other than that, doesn't fucking work. Okay? So karate versus BJJ, give me BJJ all day. I'm going to go Gillian by sub. Round 2. One of the most exciting prospects in a while. Peyton Talbott versus Ghemmouri. Beautiful striker Peyton Talbott is. Beautiful striker. Wrestling needs some improvement. We've seen him taken down. We've seen him controlled. He's 25 years old. He's going to keep evolving. He's nowhere near his peak, nowhere near his prime. Now, He's a rangefinder kind of striker, you know, going to keep you at range. Going to keep you at range till he gets comfortable, till he finds his rhythm. Then he'll warm up. Very patient and slow-paced. Ladies and gentlemen, William Gomez finished you. You know what I'm saying? So, finish him in the 3rd round. I'm going to go Peyton Talbott to finish in the 2nd round. All right? Peyton's going to come out here. He's going to get us ready for the night. International Fight Week. He's going to show up to the occasion. He's going to do what he needs to do. He's going to make it look easy. I'm going Peyton Talbott. Now, a guy that I personally like a lot, I don't know how you guys feel about him, Charles Jourdain. I feel like whenever Charles Jourdain fights, we're in for a treat and we're not going to be bored. However, if he wins this fight, he's going to have to make it boring. I don't think he can. Charles Jourdain always comes forward, looking to oppose his will with the striking. Really good chin. Could be dumb and flashy at times, but he's not scared to take chances. He's coming forward, he's looking to make it a dog fight, and then he wants to show, I'm the bigger dog in this fight, and I'm going to win this fight. I don't know if he's the bigger dog in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Gene Silva. Gene Silva's a good striker, a really good striker with really good power. He's willing to take chances, just like Charles. Great takedown defense as well, so I don't think Charles is going to be able to work this down to the ground, clinch, and I think that's his way to victory, because if it's tit for tat, strike for strike, I think Gene's going to be landing the better punches, the more significant punches. I don't think he gets a finish, but I think John wins a decision here. I think he's more technical. I think he's more powerful. Now moving on, we have the legend Cub Swanson versus Andre Fili. This is a fight no one really knows. Nobody has any confidence in this fight, I'm sure. And I say that because the sportsbook didn't even have confidence in it. The fans have a lot of confidence in Andre, and this is why I say a lot of fans have. I'm sure the line has moved even more. But opening Cub Swanson, my notes have it, he was a negative 140 favorite. Now he's a plus 170 underdog. He may be even bigger of an underdog now. Vegas had Cub. That means Vegas had Cub winning, but the money says Andre winning by a landslide for it to move that much. Cub Swanson has slowed down significantly over the years, but he's still tough as nails. Very well-rounded and can do everything, but he's the type of guy who doesn't excel at one thing, but he's good everywhere. He can do everything exceptional. He's coming off of a close decision against Hakeem Dawodo. He's coming off of a close decision win against Hakeem Dawodo, and I'm not sure if he won that fight, and I'm sure a lot of us can agree with that. But Hakeem was supposed to go in there, KO him, raw dog him, make him look like raw dog him. What? It's hot, y'all. I meant to say rag dog. It's hot. It's hot, man. Ragdoll him and make him look like he's not supposed to be in the cage with him. That's not what happened, though. Andre Fili is fighting out of Team Alpha Male. Good old Team Alpha Male style. Another guy who doesn't excel at one thing, can strike. And I would say he's more of a striker, but doesn't excel at one thing, but he's exceptional everywhere. So I think this is a very well-rounded matchup. But Andre's chin is has kind of plummeted over his career, and I think we'll see him have some reaction to Cub shots that'll get the judges oohing and eyeing more, and have Cub up on the rounds. So I'm gonna go Cub Swanson by decision. I think Vegas got it right. I think the fans got it wrong. Do it that as you wish. Plus 170, make you some money if you would like. I'm not a financial advisor though. Moving on, we got the Fraud versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Now, the Fraud, man. I mean, disappointed a lot of us, man. You lost a striking match to a grappler. That's not what's supposed to happen. Okay, I'm kidding. He's not a fraud. He's not a fraud. He's not a fraud. So, Joe Pyfer, look, it's cool to fuck with him a little bit. He's an angry guy, man. He's just salty. Salty as shit. He's a salty, easy. He's one of those salty ass fighters, you know. If he heard that first clip, if you take that first clip of me saying he's a fraud and you send it to him, he might want to slap me. And I hope he doesn't see that clip and then see me at UFC X and then want to slap me. Matter of fact, you can. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Pay me. Come here. You're going to jail. That's right. But in all seriousness, it's not good that you lost a striking match to a grappler, but Jack Hermanson isn't, bro. Come on, man. A loss to Jack Hermanson in the fashion, I can see how people are calling him a fraud, but the loss to Jack Hermanson does not make you a fraud. Jack Hermanson is a dog. Now, Joe Pyfer, Guy who wants to bite down on the mouthpiece, come forward. Great offensively. Really good offensively. Great power, great punches, good wrestling, good grappling. But what we saw in that Jack Hermanson fight is you gotta tighten up defensively. You gotta tighten up defensively. Gotta keep that head off the center line. Gotta keep those hands up. You gotta be able to move, big man. You gotta be better defensively. And this is a guy who's gonna test that defense in Marc-Andre Barriault. A guy who is gonna wanna keep it standing and throw volume and out volume you, but he has no power threat. So this is a good test to see has he gotten better with that defense. Because Mark isn't a guy that's gonna come KO you, but he will outwork you and he will strike with you. However, Mark's fight against Chris Curtis, Mark's fight against Chris Curtis tells me all that I need to know. Give me Joe Pyfer. Give me Joe Pyfer by decision, maybe KO. But Mark is very, very, very tough. So give me Joe Pyfer by decision. I think if it's that kind of fight, that kind of dog fight, Mark gets hit a lot. Mark's defense isn't the greatest either. He just has a lot of volume to cover up for it. Give me Joe Pyfer. Moving on to the main card, we got Ian Garry versus Michael Venom Page. Tough. And it's a tradition now, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been here for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help the algorithm. Help the channel. But it is a tradition. And I'm looking to make another moment like this next week. In a few days. Whenever I'm in Vegas again. But this was last year, International Fight Week. Roll the footage.
What's going on, man? We on a video. Yeah, we out here, baby. We out here, baby.
Now, we know what's up with Ian. He's a sniper. Very crisp, very slick, extremely fast, great footwork. Works all levels of the body. Damaging leg kicks, good body work. He's not just going to headhunt you. He's going to keep you guessing. He's going to keep you thinking. He can be known as boring sometimes. But that's because he stays safe as possible. He's going to stay safe as possible while outpointing you. He wants to outpoint you. He wants to try to embarrass you. He wants to show the level between his striking and yours. He will go for a finish, however. There's blood in the water. He will go for a finish. He's trying to get that viral clip. Now, MVP. A little bit out of his prime. Still a hard puzzle to solve. Offbeat, slick. You never really know what's coming. Fast in his own right, but I would say he's at a speed disadvantage here. He's fighting somebody as tall as him, as fast as him, and as long as him. Even though he's weirdly long for his height. Pause. He has 4.5-inch reach advantage, so it's not quite as long as him. But he's faster. Better footwork, quicker to the point. Now, just because Ian isn't as flashy, I would say he's faster, and I would say his footwork's better. I have seen MVP be a bit low output at times whenever his opponent's moving around a lot, not staying planted like Kevin Holland did. One of Kevin Holland's things, he stayed planted. He stayed too still, too long. Whenever his opponent's bouncing around, being lateral, in and out movements, and throwing, landing a jab, landing the leg kicks, and my MVP can't really get your timing, get your rhythm, to counter it with his offbeat rhythm, he could be a little low output at times and freeze. If you're Ian Garry, you cannot afford your first loss to be against MVP. Even though MVP is great, he's out of his prime, this isn't going to look good for you. Also, Ian has been training at Shoot the Box. So let's see, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some kind of clinch game established, some kind of grappling exchange. Excuse me. Some kind of grappling exchange inserted into his game. I'm really excited to see what can Shoot the Box add to his game. He's already got the striking down. If he could become dangerous on the floor, it could be good. The pick is Ian Garry by decision. He's gonna be too fast, too slick, moving around, popping that jab, making MVP miss. Even though MVP isn't a hard guy to hit, I think Ian's gonna be making MVP miss. All the while spinning attacks, all the while elbows. I think he's gonna have to come to terms to not throw that as much and be a little bit more traditional because it's just not going to land. Now moving on, I don't know how this fight is on the main card, but it is. We got Mario Bueno Silva versus New Orleans, Louisiana's own Macy Chiasson. Let me take a sip of water. Mario, she's a boxer. Can grapple, but it's pretty overrated. Pretty overrated if you ask me. We've seen her get stuck against the fence, not be able to move, get in clinch positions, not be able to move. Although she might not be easy to take down. Rockwell Pennison took her down once, but she had 12 minutes of control time. That's just unacceptable. That's a disgrace. Mario also has a negative striking differential, even though she's supposed to be this dangerous striker. She's a little overrated. She might get fraud checked here, so you say. Macy Chiasson, she's a technical striker, going to use her long range and her length. She's tall for the division. She's 5'11", has a 72-inch reach. She's going to use every bit of that to keep it at range, get comfortable, pick you apart from the outside until she can eventually work in a clinch or work down or take down of her own. And what we're seeing from Macy, this new added grappling wrinkle in her game. Now she's throwing up submissions. If this keeps going, she could be somebody that's dangerous in the division. I do believe that. And she could be getting a title shot pretty soon. Macy isn't going to come in here and go punch with you. She's going to stink it up a little bit, make it ugly, make it boring. And she's going to hold Mario against the cage, win some of that control time. She's going to work her down maybe once or twice. She's going to dominate her there. And she's going to pick her apart when they're on the feet. The pick is Macy. Even though she's the underdog, the pick is Macy. Will I put money on it? No. I don't bet on WMMA anymore. Just don't do it. But pick's Macy. Now, a fight that's been changed around so much, goddamn, short notice isn't even a factor anymore. It's a factor for both, so it cancels out. I can't even say give somebody the advantage for short notice, but I can give Anthony Smith an advantage for something I mentioned a little later on. Roman Dolidze. He's a world-class grappler. Whether you think so or not, doesn't take away from the fact that he's a world champion. But he will let his hands go, come forward, and swing some bombs. He doesn't really dictate where the fight goes. He allows his opponent to dictate where the fight goes, and he just happily obliges. Works for him sometimes, doesn't work for him sometimes. Lionheart's a very tough guy. Uses his kicks very well, keeps range. And wants to be technical. He can grapple, but I don't think he's a better grappler than Roman, so I think he's going to want to keep this fight standing. Unless he gets taken down, then he may throw up some submissions, try to work his way up from there. It's a dangerous fight for Lionheart, so I don't want to keep it standing. He can strike, but he's a guy that's well-rounded, doesn't excel somewhere. Slow kicks are really good, doesn't check kicks, though, so his legs can get beat up pretty bad. He's gritty. Lucas would say he's crafty. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I want to mention, Roman is a middleweight. Moving up to lightweight on short notice. Do we see that lighter man skill that we've been hearing lately? Or do we see a guy who's not in his complete fight shape, who doesn't really have that great of a gas tank already? And do we see that work to his disadvantage? And we see Lionheart have the advantage there and beat him there. Have better cardio than him. Outwork him a little bit. In better shape than him. I think that's what we see. My pick is Lionheart by gritty and crafty tit-for-tat decision. Yeah, by decision. Tit-for-tat, crafty, man. Crafty. Now we got the new and improved co-main event. Brian T. City Ortega versus Diego Lopes. Baby Dubrox Jr., number 4 on my favorite fighters list. Follow me on TikTok. You don't know what my fighters list is. A lot of people, some of you don't know what the fighters list is. That's my fighters list. Favorite fighters. He's number 4. Brian's a tough son of a bitch, man. No disrespect to your mama, though. But you're a tough motherfucker. Now, with Dangerous BJJ, not great wrestling to go with it, though. That's the problem. His offensive takedowns, not really that good. But once it's on the ground, he's smooth as butter. Not much of a power threat either, so his only finishing threat is by submission, which he usually has to catch guys. He wins fight from grit, heart, and patience. Can't afford to make a mistake against a guy like Brian Ortega. Even though he's young, he is a veteran, and he will take full advantage of it. Diego, though, he's a guy who's not going to waste any time. He ain't going to play around with you. He ain't going to waste any time. This is good for him because Brian Ortega is a guy who needs to warm up. He needs to get hit a few times to get into the fight. He needs to taste his own blood a little bit. He needs to, okay, now we're in a fight. You know? We saw him get dropped early, and it could be rust, but rust doesn't affect your chin. Pretty tested chin that has held up over the years. I think that was his first time getting dropped in his career. Excuse me. Yair Rodriguez did that to him. Just couldn't finish him. And I say that because Diego isn't going to give you any time to warm up and get into the fight. Diego's going to march forward. When the bell rings, he's going to blitz you. He's going to walk forward. He's going to wing in those tight hooks, those tight uppercuts. He's going to get in tight with you. He's going to want to impose his will on you. And Brian Ortega that isn't warmed up, that isn't, you know what I'm saying, a chin that's maybe finally starting to crack a little bit, even though he got back up and you couldn't even tell he got rocked. I'm not questioning the toughness of Brian Ortega. I'm not saying his chin shot, but I'm saying against a guy like Diego Lopes, you cannot afford to get rocked because Diego also has great Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't even know who's the better grappler in this. I really don't. And he's a guy that if he drops you and he hurts you, he will follow you down to the ground. And it'll be a finish there. I think we see Brian Ortega lose by finish via KO or submission for the first time in his career. The pick is Diego Lopes. And matter of fact, I'm putting money on Diego Lopes. Matter of fact, I'm putting big money on Diego Lopes. And if you're watching this video and you want to put some money up, hop down in the comments. DM me on Instagram. Let's do it. Let's do it. Word is bond. No scamming. No scamming. Word is bond. Word is bond. Now, on to the new and improved main event. Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka. I actually wrote something down for this fight, so if I can read it for you, I will. I'm going to read this for you. I said we've seen this fight before, and I've broken this fight down before. Although that doesn't mean the result will be the same, I feel the same way now as I did back then in November for my birthday. Ooh, I continue to say, Jiri is very unorthodox with terrible striking defense. And that's all we need to know. Jiri can grapple, clinch, and get the better of Alex. But over the course of 25 minutes, it does not matter to me. He will have to KO Alex, and I mean KO him stiff. And that's a stretch at 205 with this new chin that Alex has. He's not getting hurt. He's not cutting as much weight. Chin's reinforced. I continue to say, I watched him fight Izzy in the first fight. I watched Izzy outpoint and get ahead of Alex. Up 3-1. While he was being as safe as possible. A guy who's way more defensively sound than Jiri. And even then, Jiri was able to rally in the fifth and put Izzy away. Alex is a guy who, you give him 25 minutes to knock out somebody who, from when fresh as all hell, when he's fresh, Jiri Prochazka doesn't have great striking defense. Now you're telling me as the fight goes on, even though if Jiri's winning, those hands are going to get lower, that head move is going to get slower, that footwork is going to get slower, he doesn't check kicks, so his legs are going to get beat up. Jiri also took way more damage at UFC 300 than Alex did. I don't even know if Alex got fucking punched. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Alex Pereira by KO. Round 1, 2, 3, 4. If I had to pick a round, I'm going to say 3. But I have Alex Pereira by KO, and I think we're going to see a worse, a more brutal knockout than we did in November. I think the refs is going to, especially if it's Mark Goddard, he's going to hear all the backlash, and he's going to be like, okay. If Jiri gets hurt, I'll give him a chance. And I don't think it's going to be good. And then I think that'll be the fall of Jiri Prochazka. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my UFC 303 predictions. Stay tuned this week. It's going to be a fun week for the channel. I'm going to have a vlog out probably Thursday. No, probably have a vlog out Friday. Then another vlog out Saturday. Then another vlog out Sunday. And then there's no UFC next week. So we'll see what we do in the meantime of that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Help out the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate it a lot. Until next time. Told you so.